Hello, my article was titled Digital Strings, the Parallel Between Social Media and Manipulative Relationships. The primary social problem explored in digital strings is digital emotional manipulation and surveillance. Social media platforms utilize algorithms and data analysis to create power imbalances similar to abusive relationships, keeping users engaged through emotional exploitation, loss of autonomy, and information control. The research investigates how algorithms and tech platforms employ the same psychological tactics as abusive partners. Both utilize unpredictable rewards, emotional isolation, and surveillance to establish control and capture human attention. I found this article interesting because social media is becoming a huge part of our lives, and I wanted to learn more about it and what it's doing to people. At the beginning, it talks about their theory and platforms and manipulates users by offering excessive, instant validation and connection. Then it talks about their research and findings, leading into what people will do, for example, constant monitoring and emotional isolation. It then goes into how to reclaim control by recognizing red flags. The author of this is McCrae-Hill. They are one of the big three educational, publishing, and science companies in the U.S. They provide digital learning platforms, textbooks, and adaptive technologies for students and educators. Their headquarters is in Columbus, Ohio, and it serves as learners globally, focusing heavily on integrating AI, personalized learning, and interactive analysis into education. Digital strings argue that social media platforms operate like manipulative, abusive relationships by employing surveillance, algorithms, and emotional triggers to isolate users and restrict autonomy. This environment fosters echo chambers and exploits emotions, which are then weaponized to spread misinformation and erode social trust. The theory underpinning digital strings is C. Wright Mill's sociological concept of sociological imagination. If you remember, we talked about this at the beginning of this class, so I got very familiar with it, and I knew what I was talking about very well. It is used to connect personal troubles to broader public issues. The framework suggests that the control and manipulation tactics seen in intimate relationships mirror broader sociological structures and algorithmic power relations. The core concept used in digital strings framework is online manipulation as a form of hidden influence. It draws sociological and physiological parallels between the coercive control, surveillance, and emotional exploitation found in abusive personal relationships, and the algorithmic design of modern social media platforms. The method it uses is sociological and theoretical analysis, and it uses it through dual perspective analysis, algorithmic evaluation, and sociological theory. It defines sociological analysis as the systematic examination of social phenomena. It uses empirical evidence and research methods to understand group behavior, power dynamics, and societal structures. Theoretical analysis is the application of established frameworks, like conflict theory, which we had also talked about in class this summer, or symbolic interactionalism, to interpret these realities connecting specific observations to broad social forces. The analysis indicates that social media platforms operate similarly to manipulative, abusive relationships by utilizing surveillance, algorithmic exploitation of vulnerabilities, and echo chambers to maintain user control. Key findings highlight that these platforms use invasive data and restrict autonomy, leverage emotional exploitation to drive engagement, and create echo chambers that isolate users from opposing perspectives. It highlights how modern tech platforms mirror toxic relationships. It is important because it exposes how tech algorithms and abusers use similar tactics. They use contact surveillance, emotional manipulation, and information control to strip away your autonomy and keep you perpetually hooked. All of my references appear to be books that you'd have to buy, so I wasn't sure to link them, but I did. So if you'd like to check them out, they are still linked. I found this article very interesting, and I got to learn a lot from it. So, thank you for listening.